Hey everyone, SoundHound AI is one of the most innovative AI companies in the market today, and they're seeing strong demand for their products. In fact, they said the demand is through the roof. So, in this video, we're going to take a closer look at how demand is soaring for SoundHound AI. So, jump in with me and let's take a look.
I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/Parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.
All right. So some of these comments came in response to Wall Street questions. And the first one came from Dan Ives from Wedbush, one of the more respected Wall Street analysts in the market, asking, do you expect more strategic partnerships from a distribution perspective to happen over the course of the next 6 or 9 months? And SoundHound AI co-founder and CEO jumps in and says, we go to the market, and yes, that's definitely in the second pillar, in our pillar 2 category, and they see that as a big contributor. We have partnerships, for example, with Toast, Oracle, and Square as channel partners. And those companies really make sense, especially Toast, right? If you think about SoundHound AI and how its technology works effectively for restaurants, and that relationship with Toast could make sense because Toast works closely with many restaurants. So Toast could introduce SoundHound AI to many restaurant partners, and SoundHound AI's voice recognition technology could help with order taking, right? That could make it more convenient for restaurateurs to take orders from customers and make that more seamless using its AI technology. So that makes sense, and it's good to see that SoundHound AI is developing partnerships and connecting with merchants in this manner. So Dan Ives asks a follow-up question. How is the conversation with customers changing given the rising effectiveness of AI? How is it changing for SoundHound AI? And the CEO saying it's totally different. Totally different. Demand is going through the roof, he says. And we are dealing with more demand than ever before. Right? For example, very large customers, multinational chains with tens of thousands of locations, we have to put them on hold because we're so busy. We have to put them on hold. That's how busy they are. That's how much customer demand they have right now. However, if you look at their latest quarterly result, it doesn't really reflect this type of miraculous growth. They grew 80% revenue year over year. So, I feel like the CEO is overstating things a bit, but he wouldn't be the first CEO to overstate how strong customer demand is. So going on, he says customers are now coming to us, whereas maybe 12 months ago or even 9 months ago, we had to go after customers knocking on their door. Now they're knocking on our door. And this is really interesting. It reminds me so much of Zoom video communication in an opposite way. During the pandemic, Zoom video communication didn't have to do anything to attract customers, right? They just put their website out there and said, go to our website, sign up, and buy our service. They weren't answering phone calls. They weren't even returning phone calls. They were so busy. They were only dealing with the very largest of businesses because everyone wanted to sign up to Zoom video during the pandemic because it was so highly in demand. Nowadays, they're having to work a lot harder to close sales. They're hiring salespeople, they're spending more money on sales and marketing. And while their sales are still high, their operating profit is much lower because they're working harder to close those sales. Now, what I'm hearing from SoundHound AI seems like this situation in reverse, where SoundHound AI 12 months ago had to work really hard to close sales. And what I'm hearing from the CEO here is that saying, they're just coming to us. We don't even have to go out and make an effort to look for customers, but customers are coming to us in such large numbers that we're having to put people on hold and say, wait, I'm dealing with someone else. I'm really busy. I can't deal with this right now. That's how busy they are. That's how much customer inquiry they have. That's how much business is booming. And that's really good news. If this is true, And this is organic demand, which it really seems like it is. If you look at their results in the latest quarter, their sales were up 80%, but the amount of money they spent on sales and marketing was down something like 30%. So they spent less money on sales and marketing, but their sales increased by 80%, which signals that what the CEO is saying is more likely true than not, because they are generating significant sales growth and they're spending less money on sales and marketing. So it seems like on the surface what the CEO is saying is true, that they have strong organic customer demand. The next question comes from Gil Luraya. I think I did not pronounce that name right. I'm sorry if I didn't. Who asks about the chip company deal and what's the nature of that revenue? Are they incorporating the technology in the chip, and then when they sell it into devices, you're getting license revenue? He just wanted to know more about this deal. And the CEO again of SoundHound AI jumping in and saying, the direct revenue for the company is paid to us for our intellectual property. So it does look like licensing or royalty revenue type of a deal. They've known this company for a number of years. It's a very close partner. This is the first time they generated revenue from the relationship, but that's as much as we can share today. So SoundHound AI looks like they are not at privileged to share any more information, any more details about that relationship, but it looks like they're getting revenue for the use of their intellectual property. It looks like maybe later on we might get more information on this deal, but for now, that's all we're getting. We're just getting a little bit of a snippet that they're getting revenue for their intellectual property. So this analyst asks a follow-up question about their high-profile EV maker deal. Does it mean that they can now send the technology over the air updates? Because part of your gating factor so far has been incorporating into new cars only as they ship out, but some particular EV makers based in the US at least 3, allow for over-the-air updates. So they already have a microphone built in. So this type of deal make it possible for you to deploy your software a little more quickly. Meaning, is it going to mean that it's a step up for SoundHound AI in terms of its ability to send its product out? It doesn't need to only incorporate it into the car when the car is being manufactured and before it ships. Can it still send out its product, its service, even after the car has shipped to the customer? So it's an interesting question. Let's see what SoundHound had to say. So the CEO saying, yes, after that, the end essentially is for our cloud. We could replace an existing solution, or sometimes they don't have a solution. So we could actually go to legacy cars and power them too. So yes, the CEO is saying we can do that. And then the CFO jumps in and says, I think the opportunity of scaling faster and doing more per unit revenue per unit is a big opportunity for us. So this could be an unlocking of a big opportunity for SoundHound AI here in terms of sending out more product and not being restricted to only one part of the cycle for getting its product into the car. It can get the product in there even after it's been sold to customers. So that's good news. And we'll see more of this going forward for SoundHound AI. So really optimistic comments here from SoundHound AI management. And the proof is in the pudding. You saw 80% revenue growth while decreasing sales and marketing spending, decreasing research and development spending. So there is strong organic demand. And you can understand why the stock price was up by hundreds of percents in 1 month. Although how much of it, all this excellent prospect is already priced into the stock remains to be seen. Nevertheless, there is strong demand for SoundHound AI products. It's going through the roof. Before I let you go, let me tell you about the greatest deal on YouTube. With just a click of a button, you can get free financial analysis from a professor with decades of investing experience. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you again soon.